Hey guys, back again with another video. So we're going to do things a little bit differently today. So what I've done is I've made an R&B sample and I'm going to flip that into a full song. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been watching the videos so far. It really means a great deal. Please let me know in the comments if this is the sort of thing that you like to see. Without further ado, let's get into it. So we'll start off by playing you the full sample. So we started off with a Rhodes piano. Take all the effects off so you can see what it sounds like. So the first thing we added to that was an EQ just to take out the low end, and that sounds like this. And then we added this tape emulation plugin called Reels with the chorus full preset, which sounds like this. Just dirties it up a little bit and makes it a bit more wobbly. Then we added a short reverb with a fairly modest dry to wet signal, and that sounds like this. Just creates a bit of space, and then finally we added a delay. It just carries the notes nicely in between the gaps. And then just to thicken up the Rhodes we added a piano, which sounds like this. So there we added an EQ, taking out the low end and boosting the highs. Nothing much going on up here really. And then we added a microshift plugin just to spread things out a little bit. Just like a chorus effect really. And then again we added a little plate reverb for some space and an echo boy again. Moving on, we added another Rhodes, but in a higher register this time, so that sounds like this. It's quite uninteresting to be honest until you add all these effects. So again we added an EQ taking out the lows. Then we added another instance of Reels with the chorus full preset again. And then just to add some texture I added this crystallizer, which is like a granular synthesizer. Just makes it a bit weird. And then yet again we added a little plate and an echo boy. So after adding a few melodic elements to this sample, I felt like we needed some rhythm, so I found this percussion loop on Splice which sounds like this. So the first thing we did was added some reverb. And then some delay. And then I added this disperser plugin from Kilohertz, which I've actually never used. I was messing around with it and I came up with something I quite liked. And then we really isolated it with EQ, so we get that sort of underwater feel. And next up we added some vocals, so this is me singing, so it's very heavily auto-tuned because I can't sing. So with the auto-tune that sounds like this. So we just added a compressor just to keep it rock steady. And this is where the sound really changes, so we used the little altar boy. So what I've done here is I've pitched it up an octave and then messed with the formant. Then we've just added a very short reverb but full wet signal, so it really sounds sort of in the distance. Then added a delay just to carry on those tails. And then just to make it a little bit more interesting, we've added a flanger. It's not massively noticeable, but it's there. And the next thing I've added is this guitar, which is from the Corey Wong Archetype plugin from Neural DSP. And that's just the default setting with the Postal Service pedal active. This is just an auto wah. Then we've added a Reels plugin with the baked preset. Just gives it that sort of lo-fi effect. Then we've got an EQ taking out a lot of the lows. And then again we have a reverb and a delay. And one final melodic part are these synth plucks, which are from the Analog Lab. It's this preset here, the Bellissima. And on its own it sounds like this. So the first thing we did was we added an EQ. Just taking out those harsh super highs and all the low end. Then again we've added a Reels plugin. Just warming everything up. And then I've added this towel filter which sort of makes the audio pulse. And then we've added an echo boy. I've put this in ping pong mode, which means the delays go from left to right, so it sort of spreads the sound out. And then finally a little plate for a lot of reverb. Now all these tracks are bussed together onto this main bus here, and there's some processing on this that I should probably go through. So we start off with a EQ just to take out some of the mids, followed by a microshift which sort of spreads everything out. Then we just have a compressor just to make everything nice and tight. Then we have this quite drastic low cut, which is to accommodate the kick and bass that I'm going to be adding. And finally we have a soft sort of towel filter which just makes the whole thing pulse. So there we have the main sample written, and I wanted to put this into a full track. So the first thing we added was this kick. Nice punchy kick, and then under that kick we have this 808. Now the trick here with this 808, I have a send from the main 808 going to this aux channel. And on this aux channel, we have a decapitator, which is doing a lot of work. We've got the punish mode on, so it's really distorting. Then we have an EQ where we're taking out most of the low end, which is covered with the original 808 track. So it's really thin at the moment, and then we're using a microshift which creates like a wide chorus effect. And then just to go even further, we have an EQ which is in side only mode, and we're boosting all the information in the high end. So you get this really nice wide sound, and then combined with the original 808 you get this. Really nice. And next up we have this snare. Not much going on there, just some filtering. And then we have these 3 hi-hats. And I felt like we needed to add some vocals to this, so I found this loop on Splice.
Falling me twice now, baby. I'm sorry, that's the way it is.
So that's everything, and here's the full thing.
I'm sorry, that's the
So there it is. There's the full track. Please leave us a comment if there's anything else you'd like to see. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.